apparently this is an area very popular with catfish, so he feels a pretty strong tug, thinks it's going to be a catfish, but does have the wherewithal to tell his daughter, be careful and stand back. Well, it's a good thing, because take a look at what he actually pulls out of the water. I don't know if you were able to see it, but that was actually a gator. Thought he was catching a fish, ends up catching a gator instead, and then he's worried. Look at the teeth!
Oh, there's no way.
He just throws everything, the line, everything's gone, and you can see him just pedaling for his life.
Hot and sexy, these girls aren't afraid to get down and dirty. The pinups are known as the bare-knuckle babes, and they compete in the extreme sport of noodling, catching giant catfish with their bare hands. With no bait, no hook, no rod and reel, Lucy Millsap shows us how it's done. Diving under the water, using her own flesh as bait, she waits for a fish to bite and resurfaces victorious. The catch of the day, a whopping 40-pounder.
Nice fish. You just gotta let him fight it out, and you gotta let him tear you up and rip your hands and rip your arms.
They're in a kayak, a 12-foot kayak, and what do they reel in but a 7-foot shark? And for an hour,
Oh my God.
they are trying to pull this shark up. The boy is 9.
But then why? Is that?
They
small kayak.
And I guess
Great idea.
those Texans just want to bring it on board.
But they call it salt and surfing because they let the shark, pull them along the coastline.
Isn't it like a rodeo?
Once the teeth get that close to the oar, don't you say bye-bye? Thank you very much.
And Hunter wasn't nervous at all. Apparently now he wants to be a marine biologist when he grows up. They finally let the fish go, and
But his mom was not pleased with Daddy.
got to call Child Protective Services on Daddy there.
So a couple of fishing buddies in Wisconsin, they ended up with a rare catch. They reeled in a 6-pack of Budweiser that turned out to be 60 years old. But after all that time underwater, the cans were corroded and filled with sand.
We thought it was a rock or a log or something like that. It happens all the time. And truth be told, they just pulled it up and it ended up being beer.
They were empty, unfortunately, but I don't know how good they would have tasted anyways from. They would have been cold still, I'm guessing.
Meet Emma Sajdel. She caught a cobia that weighed in at 94.6 pounds. Here's the thing, though. Emma weighs 65 pounds. The fish measured 55.6 inches long. Emma, only 52 inches tall. That is a state record, by the way.
Reel that in.
Previous record, 2014, 79 pounds. Yeah, her father said the line went tight, and they realized it was a large fish, so he actually continued to move the boat along with the fish.
Go, Emma.
Until she was able to reel it in. And they said when they brought it on board, the fish went ballistic. Dad had to jump on top of the fish and wrestle it.
The fish was like, wait, this is what caught me? I give up.
No. She had a fighting belt on, which
Yeah.
they call it, which makes it a little easier to reel in large fish, but still.
And her
Go,
t-shirt
Emma.
says, play like a girl.
An incredible catch of this enormous 11-foot, 800-pound MAKO shark on the Gulf Coast of Florida. The shark still flapping his fins up on the shore when the fearless fishermen jump right in. Joey Polk, who's been fishing since he was a little kid, could not let such a prize go, deciding to get the rope and take him in.
It's probably the best feeling you've ever felt in your whole life, 1,000 times over. It's unexplainable.
This is Wolfson Chandler. He's a forward for the Nuggets, and if you're wondering what he does in his offseason, apparently fishing is on the list.
Holy.
And he caught this guy. This is a 350-pound grouper. Now, this was part of an appearance he was making on Blacktip H, which is a YouTube channel centered around fishing. But how about that?
That is pretty impressive. Now, I guess he had the offseason off, and he hadn't really been playing last year, so he had time to go out there and get something huge.
I guess since he couldn't play ball last year, he got really good at fishing.